Now, our feature presentation.
So I'm gonna be showing y'all what it's like driving a manual car. As y'all can see, I got 3 pedals down here. Got the clutch, the brake, and the gas. I got my handbrake and I got my gear shifter. This is a 6-speed, so I got 6 up gears and 6 down gears. And I have a reverse, is a pull up all the way to the right. So let's run to the parts store. I gotta take this battery back and get my core off of it. So I'll bring y'all along on the ride. I'm trying to think how long I've been driving manual cars, y'all. My first manual car was a 1989 Ford Festiva. This car right here is a 2018 last year of the Ford Focus ST. Y'all can see, basically every 10 miles, you change gears. So first gear is 1 to 10. Second gear is 10. Third gear is 10 to 17. And in this car, it tells you when to shift. So 10 to 17, we go into third gear. Third gear is 17 to 24. Anytime you come to a stop, y'all, you want to push your clutch in and put your car out of gear, and don't ride on your clutch. Let your clutch go. Just hold your brake down. All right, and we're off. So first gear, 1 to 10. Second gear, 10 to 17. Third gear, 17 to 24. That's just if you want to get the best gas mileage, and I'm not trying to be no speed racer. Fourth gear is 24 to 30, 40. That's just a baseline if you want to change your gears. Of course, if you want to go faster, you can hold your gears. And 6th gear is basically like your cruising gear. You get on the highway, most of the time you're going to be in 6th gear. And the thing about this car is it has cruise control. I don't know when they came out with cruise control on manual vehicles, but it blew my mind when I got in this car and it had cruise control in a manual vehicle. Some people, you'll see them knock their gears down. Some cars are rev match for you, so when you knock your gears down, it'll knock your RPMs to your speed. But I'm just gonna take my car out of gear. Since we coming to a stop, nobody's behind me. I just knock it out of gear and we can coast all the way to the stop sign. Also, you can use your gears to help you save your brakes, but because you knock a gear down, it slows the car down, theoretically. So you can see, every time I come to a stop, I knock my car out of gear. I don't ride on my clutch, which you shouldn't do. Say like if you on a hill, you don't want to be holding your clutch in and mashing the gas. You'll burn your clutch out. That's one thing I learned early. I've never burnt the clutch out on a vehicle, but I always learned that you never want to ride on your clutch. I don't think my number has popped up yet telling me to upshift, but when we get out of town, well, we get out of this little neighborhood, we'll be able to see it a little bit more. Like I said, I come to a stop, I always knock it out of gear. Like I said, this is just gonna be a video of showing y'all what it's like driving a manual car. I'm not really just trying to teach you how to drive a manual car, I'm just showing you what it's like driving a manual car. Of course, the newer the car, the easier it is to go through gears. Like I probably once or twice in the almost 6 years I had this car grinded the gears. That's how far manual cars have come, where it's kind of hard to grind your gears. But in my 1989 Ford Festiva, I grinded the gears quite a lot, that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to grind your gears. And I'm turning, I could have knocked it down into a lower gear, but which I kind of did because I think I was in 3rd gear. I just knocked it out of gear and put it into 2nd gear. A lot of people I know, they are rev match, and there's some cars that will rev match for you, but I don't think I really just learned how to rev match, or like heel toe drive where you rev match it and blipping your clutch and stuff. I just drive regular. I rarely speed in this car. Like I get on the highway, I put this joker in cruise control. I might go 70 down the highway with cruise control on. I probably say most of this car's life, I've been driving it on the highway and it's been in cruise control. It's probably been in 6th gear longer than it's been in any gear. As y'all can see, my 3rd gear indicator popped up telling me to switch into 3rd gear. Like I said, I'm coming to the stop. I knock it out of gear, put it back in 1st gear, and we're off. 1st gear is fairly short, but I mean, you can rev it all the way over, but rule of thumb is probably you go up to like 3,000 RPM and you change gears. See, we get up to about 2,000 right there and change gears. Oh, they're finna run the ladies over. I think these, they work at that hair shop, or maybe they don't. They're not going over to that hair shop. Like I said, I always knock it out of gear when I come to a stop. I don't know if y'all can see, I'm down there mashing the clutch in to change gears, but you gotta mash your clutch in to change gears. And I'm going over this railroad right here. I just knock it out of gear, mash my brakes to go over slow, put it back in 2nd gear. One thing you don't wanna do, you don't wanna knock it in a gear too low, because it'll over rev the motor. Your tires will be spinning faster than your motor, or vice versa. Your motor will be spinning faster than your tires, and it'll bump your RPMs up far. So y'all can see, I'm out of gear, just on my brakes. And the cool thing about a manual car is like when you go into drive-throughs, you don't have to always hold your brakes down. You could you could pull your parking brake up and just sit with your parking brake down, and you won't roll nowhere. I don't know if that's really cool, but you won't have to be sitting in line. It's literally like you putting your car in neutral. Of course, you have to put it in neutral and you just pull your parking brake up. It's like you putting your car out of gear and letting go of your brakes, and your car just stay sitting in the drive-through. About the same thing, but a little different. I'm trying to think if we're gonna keep straight. We're gonna go down the highway. Headed down the highway, looking for adventures. Like I said, a newer car is way easier than an old car, but preferably if you, I mean, it's up to you. Learn how to drive a manual on an old car, because you'll be able to drive any car if you start on an old car with a manual. It's not as refined as this 2018 car. Y'all see if my indicator pop up. See, it tell me to go into 6th gear. And I said 5th gear is, what did I say, 30 to 40, is really 30 to 48. But anytime you get over 40 miles per hour, you can ride in 6th gear. Get you the best gas mileage. Years ago, a manual car was the best way to go if you wanted to go fast or get good gas mileage. But nowadays, manual cars are getting phased out, and the faster cars are the cars with dual clutch transmissions and cars with automatic transmissions. They're faster than manual cars. But years ago, a manual car would be the best way for you to save on gas, and it would have been the cheaper car. A lot of times, the cheapest versions of cars were the manual versions or the standard version, but it's not like that no more. I'm trying to think cars you can get in manual. I think you can still get some trucks in manuals. I don't know if you can still get a Nissan Frontier in manual. There's not many cars you can still get in the manual, and offhand, I can't really think of it unless it's like a super fast car. Some of those still come in manuals, but a lot of them got dual clutch transmissions, which are faster than manuals these days. You rarely come across a car, unless it's an older car, like old Hondas and stuff, they'll be manuals. A lot of your old Hondas, and you can still get a Jeep in a manual. There's one vehicle you can still get in a manual, Jeep Wrangler. You can still get those in manuals. I'm trying to think of any other ones. Years ago, you could get big trucks like those in manuals. You get Camaros in manuals, but they about to get rid of Camaros. Big boy on his bike. So it's kind of like the motorcycle. The motorcycle has a clutch. But they got motorcycles these days where they're, it's called a DCT, dual clutch transmissions, where basically do all the work for you, or you can switch it into a mode where you can change gears, but it's not the same. A lot of your 18-wheelers are, well, I wouldn't say a lot of them, but that 18-wheeler right there, it's a manual. But they got them now where they're not manuals. Look at us swerving on that bike, having fun. I'm gonna get on my bike later on, y'all. Get over. take this battery back. I gotta change the oil on my truck. I gotta run to Advanced Auto Parts, change the oil on my truck. My girlfriend got me a gift card to Advanced Auto Parts. My uncle. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Y'all be good.